Hello, I just want to talk to you about something today. Philippians 4 and 6 tells us not to be anxious about anything, but to pray about everything and make your requests made known to God. Today I want to speak to you about something that I have gone through personally, and that is anxiety and stress, which has led to depression. And I honestly believe there are 4 stages that we face with depression and anxiety. And these are real things. And I'm going to share with you where I sit among these 4 things. The first thing is we have everyday stress. Everybody gets stressed out. You're not human if you're not stressed out. You get stressed out if you're caught in traffic and you start to, why am I going to get through this traffic jam? Or you're going to be late to somewhere. You get stressed out about it. Even in the workplace, you get stressed out about so many different things. And then the next thing that we come along is being nervous. We get stressed out, then we start to get nervous. What ifs is the questions that go in our heads. What if? What of this? What of that? What if people don't like me? What if people don't think I'm good enough? What if? What if? What if? And then anxiety sets in. And you are just in a state, and the what ifs become bigger and bigger and bigger, that they become like mountains. And then we drip right in to panic attacks, where we're completely out of control. Completely out of control. We've lost everything. We just are anxious about everything. Everything around us just doesn't feel right. Everything around us, the people around us, the people that we're working with, just doesn't feel right. So there's 4 stages that are very, very real in everyday life. But as a Christian, we're reminded in Philippians 4 and 6 that we're not to be anxious about anything, but to pray about everything and make your supplications, your requests, made known to God. God himself tells us not to be anxious about anything. You've heard me share the story before. A number of years ago, I went through a time of depression. I allowed my stress levels to creep into nervousness, and then to creep into anxiety and depression. And it was through that time where I wrote songs like Nothing Compares to You. And I want to let you know where I am right now, because before this happened, I was a very different person. Things wouldn't upset me, things wouldn't get me down. I was a very positive person. And I may come across at times as being very positive, but I want to be very open and honest with you today. I sit in between where I'm nervous and anxious. Just in between those two. You see, there's a fine line where we can tip into being anxious. Anxiety sets in. And I have learned over the number of years to control that very thing. How do I control it? Well, I allow the Lord to work in my life, but I also tell my mind that I will not take this on board. And if I do feel that I'm tipping over the edge, I'll take some time out. I'll have time out in my brain, but I'll physically take some time out. I'll take 5-10 minutes just to take a deep breath and reflect on what's going on. So I sit in between that nervous stage and this anxious stage. And I've learned with this coping mechanism that I can get through my day. And I just wanted to be open and honest with you today, because there's a lot of people around saying that Christians shouldn't be anxious, Christians shouldn't be nervous, they shouldn't go into panic attacks. You know, God made us in his image. That's true. But the reality is, if we allow these things to overtake us, they can control us and they can damage us. And that's why it says in the Bible, do not be anxious about anything, but pray about everything. Prayer is vital in whatever you're going through. Maybe you're going through stress. We all go through stress, but maybe you are in that place of anxiety and you're about to tip into being in a panic attack. And that's when you start getting heart palpitations. And trust me, I've been there. But it has been songs like that I've written, like Trust in Him, that have reminded me that I can't do anything but trust in Him. And that is the most important thing, just to trust God. Trust God. I've been on medication for depression. I've been on medication for anxiety. I've done all that. But I've got to a stage now, thankfully, where I can control that. I'm not the same person I was before I hit depression. I don't think I'll ever be back there. But you know what? I'm happy. I'm content because I know how to cope with my life and how to deal with things. You may have heard that I'm embarking and taking a 2-week tour in the United States, over 4 states, with the Extreme Tour. I'm nervous about it, but I'm not anxious. Maybe a little anxious, but I'm not fully anxious about it. Because I know this is what God wants me to do. And knowing that God has called you to do something, then why should I fear? Why should I get worried? Why should I get myself into a whole panic attack? I'll leave you this again. Be anxious for nothing. Do not be anxious about anything, but pray about everything and make your requests made known to God. God bless you.